Howdy y'all, this is Redwolf. Now those of you on YouTube here know I've been doing a little bit of a series leading up to my trip to do the Sigma 3 Survival School 40-day instructor course. And I've been pretty excited about it. I've been wanting to open a school and do some stuff. And this seemed to be the best bargain, bang for my buck kind of way to go about doing it. You know, set curriculum. I get to go there, train with them a little bit, see how professionals do it, and make sure that my skill set and the way I was going to lay everything out matched up. Now this video here is going to probably be a two-parter. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I saw from the classroom survival school element of it, and then I'm probably going to do a part 2 on the 40-day instructor course side of things. So, disclaimers, these are my opinions, my experiences, what I saw, what I thought about it, and I'm going to do my best to be as honest as I can about it. From what I've seen, there's not a whole lot of reviews on Sigma 3, and that's odd considering the fact that they're supposedly like the 3rd biggest in the country internationally, something like that. They're a huge school. They talk about it a lot. You see them, it's all over their media to get people to come to the class. And I currently don't have a dog in the fight. Full disclosure, I was there for almost 2 weeks. I left voluntarily after 8-9 days in the course, plus a couple days beforehand, and I'm going to get into that a little bit more in the next video. But let's see, other details that are important. When I went, we went to the Branson, Missouri school. They just moved everything. And this is, what I'm saying is going to relate to the main Sigma 3 school with Rob in charge. We had a guy come in from their now open Colorado school, which is, we called him Hutch. If I was going to go, the short version, if I was going to go back to Sigma, I would go to one of the side schools like Hutch in Colorado, or try one of the other ones if the location was more favorable to where I'm used to being at. If I had to pay money for it again, I wouldn't. The short version here, I learned more and had a better time camping at Dave Canterbury's Pathfinder gathering, not even his class, the Pathfinder gathering, than I did at the Sigma 3 course. It was bad. The amenities that are listed on, at least where we were at, the amenities weren't what they said they were. The water on site was a frog pond at the bottom of a hill. The bathrooms were off the property, up a hill. I mean, down a couple things, then up, and a couple people got lost trying to find them. I know when I went, we were told there were nightly Walmart runs so that people could get stuff they want. I would bring my own vehicle before I did that, or plan on not going. They weren't nightly. They were not done with they were not timely. You know, you think you're going to Walmart and you're going to make 12 other stops to pick something else up on the way on a different part of town. Just something to be aware of. There wasn't a medic on site, and we did have a couple of injuries that the students took care of. Essentially, the students, the instructors kind of got together on that. For the most part, be aware that they are probably going to borrow a lot of your equipment, your cordage and stuff like that. That's not necessarily a major problem, but it's something to be aware of. Another one, their gear list is I don't recall really using much off of it. Something to sleep in, something to keep the rain off of you, appropriate clothes. I would bring something to cook on, a stove, something. You need to bring something to cook your own food, make your own fire, because that didn't happen very often. Let's see. So we use the knife. If you don't want to get something expensive, get a Mora. The Scandinavian grind was not essential. The knives weren't. I would not get a bad knife, but there were problems. The folding saws that they tell you to get for the stuff they had us doing, bigger is better. If I had to go again, I would have brought a full-size axe and a bow saw instead of my folder. Matter of fact, I took a machete with me, and it was probably the most used tool I had. Another thing that I don't like as a living historian, student of history, they have some misconceptions that they teach about how things used to be that I don't like. You know, like they have like their primitive teepee, which is a bunch of sticks put together. It is a huge effort to make. Did not seem to function very well, at least without a fire in it when we were out there. It got down to around 20 Fahrenheit at night. And it's not a teepee. It is maybe a wigwam, but a teepee is poles with a hide or cloth frame around it that's circular to keep wind off of it so it doesn't get knocked over and to keep snow from collecting on it. It is not a teepee. It is a teepee sort of shaped object. And just things like that I disagree with. Things like that I disagree with. It's disingenuous and factually incorrect. And that bothers me. That bothers me a lot. We did not spend, as the instructor candidates, we spent a lot of time doing whatever they told us to do over there. And much to my surprise and irritation, we did not really spend all that time, maybe 60% of the time we were there, actually in the classroom setting, with the students while they were doing the curriculum, which I would have thought would have been one of the most crucial things for us to do, is learn the curriculum while they're teaching it, how they're teaching it. We only spent about 60% or so of our time with the actual class. They had us out doing this, doing that, work here, work harder, work faster. And so I couldn't tell you all of the minutiae on that. I will tell you also that they kind of fudged the curriculum here and there. Like for instance, on the where we're supposed to be learning how to do processing meat and making jerky and all that. Unlike we were told, they said that they couldn't shoot on the property, and they had trouble sourcing the goats where they were at. So they brought roadkill into class. I would be aware of that. And some of the other stuff that's just on the curriculum, they just decided not to do. We're not doing quick bows anymore. We're doing this. And one of the things that I didn't like as a primitive weapons guy, a hunting more longer term stuff. I don't think we spent nearly enough time plants, foraging, or the weapons. I mean, on some of the stuff they showed us how to make them, but there was no focus on technique, fine-tuning. Just here's how you make it. Here's how you can do it. Here's a way to do it. And there you go, we've done it. Let's move on to something else because it's the next day. And I'm not gonna really, I don't want to preach about it being right or wrong, but I think you should be aware of what you're paying for. You know, and just as an observation, because of the bathroom situation, I don't think any of the ladies who came stayed. Maybe one did, but I don't think anybody stayed because of how poorly everything was set up. I mean, it was all the stuff that you see in the marketing. We built that. It was virgin terrain when we got there. They'd had one class before us, they said, and it was just a thicket with a bunch of chainsaw stuff down there. Oh, and be prepared. Have you some good shoes that you can walk in. You don't mind being wet. There were days when it was raining, we were knee deep in mud, and then we're hiking across completely random terrain. And, you know, if you have any trouble with that, be aware, because I know that some of us were told any physical condition or whatever, you'd be able to do it. And that gave some of us some problems. I'll just leave that there. But I'm about to go into part 2, which will be the my thoughts on the instructor end of things and some things y'all need to think about before you try it. And I hope this helps some of y'all. If you got any comments, any questions, put them down in the comments. I'll do my best to get to them as soon as I got time. Till next time, this is Redwolf signing off. Y'all keep up the good fight.